Hey everybody, welcome to their GMG review. Today we're taking a look at Skaventide, Warhammer Age of Sigmar's newest launch box, which is up very soon for pre-order and was kindly sent along as a complimentary review copy by Games Workshop. Now, Skaventide is a lot of things, but mostly it is a launch box. A launch box seems to be something new and different that Workshop's been doing recently. The 10th edition Warhammer 40,000 Leviathan one is the most recent one to memory, and the first time I encountered this. And to me, it was a little bit confusing because what it tends to be is a product that is aimed at existing customers of that franchise. It gives them kind of a bundle of all of the new products that are going to be part of that wave of releases, and kind of an advanced smattering of everything they need to play to get playing as quickly as possible. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down the launch box, talk about the pros and cons of what comes in here, and my experience with having played with it. You can see here I've painted up the majority of the miniatures in the box, the two spearheads that are part of the Fire and Jade book that come in here, as well as the terrain pack that comes inside. And I've played about 30 games so far of Spearhead out of this box set. So I have some opinions about this box and a launch box in general. Now, I am going to do a completely separate review today on the Fire and Jade box or Spearhead book, these miniatures in general, playing Spearhead. That'll be a separate review. You can check it out in the cards. And also a Let's Play, which will take you through playing an entire set. I'm playing an entire game with my guinea pig guest, David, who is a 40K competitive player, completely willing to basically try this out for the first time because I'm very excited about Spearhead. You'll hear about that in a separate sort of like review stream, about what it means as far as a new way of playing Warhammer. That being said, let's talk about the launch box and what it is. Okay, so what comes in the box? You are going to get two sets of miniatures, two roughly complete armies for the Stormcast Eternals and the Skaven. You're going to get some Jezzails, a big cool like rattling gun for the Skaven, a bunch of characters. You're going to get a Warplock Engineer, a Grey Seer, and a Gnaw Lord, a Claw Lord on a giant Gnaw Tooth, and two big units of Clan Rats, as well as some cool new Rat Ogres you can see I painted up here. And for the Stormcast, you're going to get some new units and some old sort of classics. So throwbacks with new designs to the original Age of Sigmar box set. You're going to get some Prosecutors and some Liberators. You're going to get a Lord Vigilant on Griff Charger and on foot, and then a brand new unit type whose name I've instantly forgotten because they're not in the Spearhead. They are called, there's a Lord Terminus, a Knight Quester for the other character models, and they're called Reclusians, which are these like, we've almost lost our entire soul Stormcast, who are very, very nearly unable to be reforged anymore in the background, which is kind of cool. You also get a train pack, which is usable in, your mass battles, sort of like pitch battles for Age of Sigmar, as well as it is essential to the setup for playing Spearhead. You get the Spearhead game set, which is the double-sided Spearhead board, the cards for playing Spearhead, which is the Twist decks and the two Battle Tactics decks. And then for playing pitch battles, you get a reference card set for the 2024-2025 Pitch Battles General's Handbook. So like it's like a reference card for a General's Handbook that comes out in the future. You also get a core book, and the core book is this big fat giant book over here, which is the core rules for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, which are ostensibly the engine the game runs on, as well as the rules for pitch battles in this book as well. What's handy about that is you'll have your overall reference for playing the game, as well as the general sort of like rules for setting up and playing a core mission. Lots of background in here as well. Battle packs for playing match play, First Blood, and then there's some Path to Glory rules in here as well for leveling up characters, which I really enjoyed, and I'll have as a completely separate stream later on. I'm just going to focus on for today, I'm going to focus on the launch box and Spearhead to talk about, and I got lots to talk about next week and tomorrow as well. So the core rules, the idea behind them is that they are like the engine Age of Sigmar runs on, and you can bolt whatever battle pack you want on top of it. So Match Play and Path to Glory are two other battle packs that exist in this big book here. And then Spearhead is a completely separate battle pack that's in this book as well. Now the Spearhead Fire and Jade book also completely reprints the core rules. You do not need this book at all to play this. This is a completely standalone product. So I'm going to talk about it separately in a whole other bit. But the other two battle packs, which is playing Path to Glory and playing Pitch Battles Match Play, are in here. Very handy. Again, probably not the best for referencing because it's a huge book. Like it is a full color 260 page book. But wonderful thing to add to your collection. Of course, it's got the beautiful launch cover, which usually when they do these as like a separate retail release, they have like a new cover for the retail version. But who knows, maybe they won't for this time. I suspect they will, because there's no barcode on the back of any of these books, which means that these are probably the launch version covers. Then you'll get a retail cover for when it comes out fully for sale. And that's it. And one more thing. You do get your building instructions, which makes the bold claim that there is no glue required to build any of these. They all fit together with a peg system. And while I do agree that that is possible, I would highly recommend having built these miniatures that you glue them. Yes, don't push fit these miniatures. They will go together. I do not think they will stay together, and I certainly don't think they will stay on their bases for very long if you do it that way, especially the Skaven. And that's it. One thing you don't get in here, and I don't want to start off with a con list. I'm going to do a pro list first. You get absolutely everything you need to play Spearhead out of this box. As far as like shelf life goes for this product, if I was a retailer, it is aimed at existing customers, not at new customers, but it has the core of a new customer product in it. The 2 Spearheads that are in this box, as well as the Spearhead book, the Fire and Jade book, and that product, that's the part of this box that stands alone, right? So the miniatures I've already painted over here, so the 25 Skaven miniatures, 26 Skaven miniatures, and then the 5, 10, 11 Stormcast miniatures, they're a complete standalone game. They don't require the core rulebook. They don't require the match play cards. They just require the Fire and Jade deck, the terrain. You get a measuring device even. You get a little cool 9-inch measuring stick that breaks into like a 6-inch and a 3-inch, which is kind of neat. The one thing I will say about it is it's made from sprue plastic. So the more times you take it apart and put it back together, the more flimsy it becomes. It's not the most durable thing because it's made from miniature. It's not made from like the same green hard plastic that like the old red whippy sticks were made from. This is just sprue. So like it will eventually break. You just don't get dice. And man, the Soul Wars dice, see these beautiful blue beauties right here? I steal these from every person I can find them on. Anyone who will give them to me, I will take them. These are some of my favorite. Just listen to them. Oh, they're the most beautiful dice Games Workshop ever made. Just put 10 dice in the boxes, guys. Like, it's not going to cost you anything. It's not going to eat in your margin that much. Just put dice in the box. You put a measuring stick in this time. Like, I know you didn't put a measuring stick in Leviathan, but you put a measuring stick in this time. Just put in dice. Just put in 10 dice. It won't kill you to put in dice. It means that if this ends up sitting on some retailer's shelf for years, because it's going to somewhere, the people that crack it open that don't have any idea what it is and aren't going to go on the internet to try and find out, they can just play it. They can just open and play what's in the box. It's the only thing that bothers me. So yeah, a complete terrain collection, model collection, rule collection for playing Spearhead. You get the rules for setting up a match play game from the General's Handbook over here and the pitch battle rules in the core book. You don't get any rules for the miniatures. You only get the Spearhead rules for the miniatures. So there isn't even like a get you buy set of like data or war scrolls for any of the miniatures that come in here. The assumption being, of course, this is for existing customers. They're going to be hopefully online savvy. They're going to go in, when this box comes out day one, all this stuff will be free, probably on the workshop site. There'll be downloadable cards. You'll be able to see all your stats for your guys. It just doesn't make this product evergreen. So from a retailer point of view, if you are sitting on these 20 years from now, there won't be rules in the box for people to play with this outside of Spearhead, but you can always play Spearhead, just the miniatures that aren't in Spearhead. So like the Reclusians, the Lord Quester, all that stuff, there won't be any rules for playing with them and there's no points. So you can play Spirit of this box as much as you want. I have been. That's a fantastic introductory product, but that's the game you're playing out of this box. You're not necessarily playing pitch battle match play. I know it sounds like a minor quibble because the vast majority of people this is going to be aimed at are existing customers. They know where to go to get the rules. They know where to go to get the points. They know they're online savvy if they're playing Games Workshop games, probably because that's like a requirement for playing Warhammer these days. It just means that from like a retailer distributor point of view, there's like a logical end point to the greenness of this as a product once you've sold it to all the existing customers that want it. And it's slightly less useful for onboarding new customers. Now, that being said, when Leviathan came out, quickly behind it, there was a version of this that was for beginners. I imagine that's probably coming for Age of Sigmar too. So yeah, it gets you lots of stuff. How usefully that stuff goes together as like a single individual product is a bit debatable, right? A few minor tweaks, like just putting in, even just like get you by stats on the back of the instruction booklet, like they did with the Horus Heresy box set, or even just printing like get started book. I don't know why they don't do these anymore, but like a get started book in a product like this, I know it would be more likely to come into a starter set, but like just something to get you by so that you can pass the Christmas morning test of 1, 2, 3 fun, and use all your miniatures. You can still, it does pass the Christmas morning test because you can play Spearhead of this box almost immediately. You just got to find some dice and you're ready to rock and roll. Yeah, it's kind of aimed at playing, it's aimed at the existing hobbyists. So how good a job does that do? Well, if you're an existing Age of Sigmar player and you're interested in Stormcast and Skaven, probably pretty good. They're beautiful miniatures. The models themselves are fantastic. The updating the Stormcast looks slick. I love the new Prosecutors. I have all the original first edition ones. I love the new Liberators. They're in the Thunderstrike style armor. So they're slimmer and sleeker and cooler, sort of like overall looking. They don't have like that sort of weird thickness to them. And the layout of the books is great. Like, it's a decent bundle of product. The price point for it, you're getting more miniatures than you got in Dominion by a pretty substantial amount. Dominion came with 10, it didn't come with terrain. The Star set eventually did later on, but the Dominion box I don't think came with terrain. It came with 3 Annihilators in Drasta, the Lord, the Knight Incantor, and the Lord Imperator or whatever it was with his Gryph-hound. So like 4 characters. The Annihilators was 5, 6, 7. The Judicators was 10. The bodyguard guys, Justicars was 10. And then you got 10 Vigilators, 20. So 20 Stormcast miniatures. You got 10 Gut Rippas, Nashrak, 10 of the Hobgrots. So like 30. You get about 20 more miniatures in this box plus terrain than you got in Dominion. And the commensurate price difference is pretty close. I think Dominion was $260 Canadian, and this is like just over $300 Canadian. The last time I'd heard anything about the prices for these. Let me double check. Yes. Yeah, it was like $240 for Dominion, $320 for this one. Cool. Like that's a $60 price difference for 20-ish more miniatures plus terrain plus a new game system, 2 hardcover books. It seems about right. If like it seems right compared to each other, not necessarily compared to anything else in the market. I'm not comparing that. I'm just comparing like the prices of the last time they made a box like this, which was a starter set and did come with dice, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, so there it is, Launch Box. If you're not excited about these 2 armies and you want to wait, or you're not excited about Spearhead because that's an experience that you're not excited about, which you should check out my review before you make that decision, I think, because I'm really excited about it. Then yeah, you can definitely hold off and see what the rules look like, because I think the promise has been that when this launches, you're going to see Age of Sigmar core rules at least, you know what I mean, as a digital download. That was the promise at the launch of 40K, and I believe that's the promise for this one too. So yeah, and make up your mind then. If not, this is a great bundle of miniatures with 2 very cool books in it, and the Path to Glory and Pitch Battle rules in the core book, as well as a complete separate game system in the Fire and Jade book, I think are pretty compelling as far as an offer. And the Fire and Jade book in and of itself, with the actual like stuff to play the game, I'm extremely excited about. Whether or not that's going to come out in a different form in the future, I don't know, but this is the form it's coming in right now. And if you want it right now, you can grab this and have the models to basically make 2 larger armies as well and take this into playing pitch battles. So you've kind of got different, if you are a lapsed AOS player or you are an existing AOS player that likes these armies, you have 3 different levels you can engage this at. You can engage it at the Spearhead level like I did right here. You can engage at the Path to Glory level by playing Path to Glory, or you can engage it at the Pitch Battle level by playing Pitch Battles out of this one box set. And you have all the tools and materials required. You just need dice. That's all that you need. So if that's something that excites you, then I would say check this box set out. If you're just excited about miniatures, these are fantastic miniatures. The Skaven stuff will look just fine on square bases too. So if you like the old world, this is a great collection of old world miniatures, and the terrain is just fine for it as well. Just some ruins with Skaven-y stuff on it. So as just a box of models, it's a pretty great box of models as well. And the books are, it's a standalone game. So I'd recommend checking out, if you want to hop right over, check out my Spearhead review next for Fire and Jade, doing this Fire and Jade box or book, and the Spearhead models in this box, and then watch my Let's Play. If I was going to do them in order, that's what I do them in. This, then the Fire and Jade review, then watch the Let's Play because you have some context for it. So anyway, there it is. Skaventide, a review. And I think it's decent for existing players. If I was new and getting into Age of Sigmar and I didn't want to wait, I think it's a great box for just getting a whole mess of stuff at the same time. And it's very playable and accessible when it comes to the Fire and Jade book, which is what I'd start with. From the point of view of a brand new hobbyist that had never played a Games Workshop game before, I would hold off for whatever the starter set offer is going to be, because that's probably going to be even more accessible than what this is. But this isn't aimed at you. So don't think about it as a starter set. That's my one bit of advice, I think. This is a launch box. It's for everybody that wants a bundle of stuff right in the beginning. Treat it accordingly. Shop within your limits. And yeah, we'll see you for the next GMG review. Thanks for watching. Thanks, now, Mash. Have a good night.